What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. As you can tell below me and over to the side, I think I got this right the last time. I think it's over here. We are going to be talking about Latios. Well, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and revive, and of course Hyper Potion. We only give the best Latios because Latios is my favorite legendary Pokemon, and he and his sister Latias are coming back to Pokemon Go for a limited time only. From the 12th to the 15th, just this weekend, we can get Latios and, more importantly, the Shinies. Now, I already have this Hundo, and my Raid Train video, which might be in a card, hopefully, if I remember to put that in. I'm so excited about Latios. Latios is my first Raid Train Pokemon. It is my first Hundo Legendary. It's my favorite Legendary because of those things. Its Shiny is amazing, but I don't have the Shiny. That being said, I have a whole bunch of Latios, and this is maxed out, and I'm just super excited Latios is coming back again. And also we get Latias. But first things first, we gotta tell how do we get Latios down the easiest possible way. Well, you're going to want to use dragons. Though it is also weak to bug, dark, fairy, ghost, and ice types, the best way to do it is with the most powerful Pokemon. And most of the best Pokemon are going to be your dragons. Alright, so if we look down at this infographic here, we do see that it's going to have a max CP of 2178, not weather boosted, and weather boosted 2723. Only weather boost is in windy weather because it is a dragon psychic Pokemon. Its fast moves are going to be Dragon Breath and Zen Headbutt, with charge moves Dragon Claw, Psychic, and Solar Beam. So what you're looking at here is the fact that your best option is probably to go with your dragons, because dragons also get just ridiculously high. So its best counters are going to be Rayquaza, Salamence, Haxorus, Garchomp, Dragonite, and Darkrai. So of course, we got here our Toothless. We're going to be using Shiny Rayquaza quite a bit here because it is the best one. If you don't have that, you can of course also use other Pokemon such as Outrage Dragontail on Dragonite. You can also use Salamence with the Outrage set. You want Dragontail, Outrage. Now, I don't have a Haxorus, but I do have a Garchomp. Garchomp running its Dragon set of Dragontail and Outrage. And also another interesting one that you can use is actually Darkrai. So Darkrai is going to be really good with Snarl and Shadow Ball. So I might need to power this guy up past the Ultra League level. Because honestly, I've used an Ultra League and it's not that great. So maybe I max this guy out. Because I really want a Latios. Now, if you're not looking at your Darkrai, you can also, of course, use the other typings. So, bug types. Honestly, the best one is going to be probably Pinsir, and then using Scizor with the bug moveset, Fury Cutter X Scissor. So those are your two best ones, because if you're using Heracross, usually it's used as a fighter, and also because of the psychic typing, Latios would kind of destroy it. I mean, Yanmega could be an interesting one, but honestly your best ones are probably going to be Gengar and Scizor. And you might have a Scizor because of Ultra League. Now you can, of course, also use the Dark type. So, your usual guys, your Titas, your Honchkrows, your Weaviles, pretty Dark typing, especially against like the Psychic variant. So if you come across a Zen Headbutt Psychic Latios, you might want to use your Dark types. And of course, there's so many dragons that we don't really even have to go through that. But you can also use Fairy types, so Togekiss and Garchomp being the big ones, and of course for Ultra League you might have a Granbull, a Wigglytuff, or something like that powered up for that. So you could also use that, and also you can also of course use Ghost types. And now the best thing about Latios and Latias is that you can actually use pretty much the same Pokemon. They're going to have all the same resistances, except for one big thing, is that Latias has a wider moveset pool. So let's just keep on going through these counters though, because you do have some more ghost types. You have Giratina, of course, being a dragon and a ghost. You have Gengar with several different legacies with Lick, Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball. You know, there's some stuff you can use either Giratina, and of course, because of Go Battle League and Ultra League, you might have a Giratina already somewhat powered up. And then the final typing that we have to look at is going to be the Ice typing, and so there's quite a few Ice Pokemon. There's, of course, Mamoswine with Powder Snow Avalanche, Glaceon, Frost Breath, or Ice Shard with Avalanche, and Articuno with that Frost Breath and Ice Beam, or maybe Icy Wind. There's Ice Shard, Icy Wind, but honestly, for raiding, maybe Frost Breath, Ice Beam. And of course, you can also use Weavile again, but with its ice set of, I believe, Powder Snow and Avalanche. There's also the possibility of using this guy, Beartic, Powder Snow, and Ice Punch. But let's go ahead and look at Latias. Alright, so Latias has been in the thing below me for a little while. So we do see here that it has a very different kind of set. That's because Latias is going to be more of a bulky girl. She has a better defensive stat than Latios, and Latios has a better offensive stats than Latias. Latias also has an incredible shiny, and I actually wouldn't mind getting a good Latias, because I never really got like a great one. I mean, I got this 96 for the Great League, but like, I'm not going to use Latias in the Great League. Latias also has a very interesting set, because it can run Dragon Breath, Zen Headbutt, and Charm as fast moves. Which is interesting, because you get a Charm Latias, and that'll just devastate all these Dragon types. Now, it's suggesting the best 6 by time to win. So these are going to be putting out the most damage, these top 6, which are Rayquaza, Palkia, actually. Palkia and Reshiram actually make appearances here over Dragonite and over Darkrai. Now, this is probably because of the offensive, the sheer offensive might of Palkia and Reshiram over Dragonite and Darkrai when it comes to this bulky Latias. Now, Latias, we have this right here. We have Palkia. Palkia gets Dragon Tail, Draco Meteor. Big hitting moves. So I think that's probably the main reason why it's getting suggested here. We also see Reshiram, who also gets Draco Meteor. So that's probably the main reason why the suggestions of Reshiram and Palkia. Now, the one thing here is that Charm, again, is just going to wipe out these dragons, and also the Dark typing. So make sure to also have Ice and Fairy type Pokemon ready to go with you. And again, you can just rewind the video a little bit, look at those Ice types, look at those Fairy types that I suggested before. And then the charge moves on Latias, you're going to be getting Outrage, Psychic, and Thunder. So a little bit more hard-hitting on the Outrage and on the Thunder side, as far as like if you're using kind of like offshoot Pokemon like a Gyarados with like Bite Crunch Gyarados, if people still use those anymore. Thunder would just one-shot that. So make sure to be using the right typings and be paying attention to like what the suggested is. So like a lot of times when you go into a raid, it's too late for a raid. But when you go into a raid, it'll say, hey, this is the suggested thing. So make sure, no. Don't go straight with the suggested. Look at the suggested and be like, is it giving me all my Tyrannitars? It's probably going to have Zen Headbutt Psychic. Oh, it's giving me no dragons. It probably has Charm. So just make sure to be using that, and okay, now I use this. But, again, the big ones are going to be if you have a Rayquaza, if you have a Garchomp, Salamence, Dragonite, Reshiram. These are going to be the big ones. And of course, if you don't, there is always Bite, Crunch, Tyranitar. Bite Crunch Tyranitar are a staple in the game. You can use Bite Crunch because they're both psychic Pokemon. Latios and Latias. I'm switching back to the Latios thing because honestly I like Latios better. Latios is the one that I really want. I would even consider maybe doing a lucky trade for one. Like, if I don't get it this time around, I really want it. I really want it. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. Oh, also, one quick thing to note is that with Latias, you can only duo Latias if you have Windy Weather, Best Friend Boost, Optimal Counters. So that's just one quick thing, is that in both of these things, Latios and Latias, you only need 2 to 6 players if you're like short manning, and this is under the conditions that like you're level 40, you have the good Pokemon, you know, you have preferably Best Friend Boost. The only way that you can duo a Latias is going to be in Windy Weather, and you're using your Dragon typings. So just keep that out. Just be like, do I only have one person with me? Like back in the old days before quarantine, me and John, we might be, duoing some things, but like right now, not so much a thing. So in duoing, make sure Latias only if it's windy weather. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. Latios Latias, how to beat them, what your best counters are, what the Pokemon you're going to be using are. And also, in case you care about Latias, the perfect is going to be 2006 on not weather boosted and 2507. So basically, if you get over 2500 on Latias or over 2000 on Latias, you got like a 96, 98, a hundo. Latios, just kind of be looking out for over like 2100, like 2150 or up, because that 2178 is going to be a hundo. So like, if you got like 2160 or up, you probably got like a 96. For windy weather, over 2700, you probably got a good one, because 2723 is going to be the hundo on that one. But yeah, that's going to be it. Latios Latias, I'm super excited about having both these Pokemon back. And yeah, hopefully I can raid some of these. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. If you did like it, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless, and see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.